Yes, it's me, who'd you think it was? And Johnny's doing work again. Sorry, I feel a little bit under the weather today. Johnny's been sick for the past 2 days, and I think I'm actually catching it. So I have my water, so I'll be drinking my water just so I can rehydrate these vocal cords, because talking to you guys it's kind of straining because I have the fan on, I have outside noises, I don't have an actual studio, so trying to project my voice for this long vlog, it's kind of rough on my vocal cords. So I apologize in advance. If you see what I'm wearing my beautiful Swarovski Crystal Mickey ears, because if you haven't noticed by the title that you just clicked on, we will be talking about Disney. Why Disney? Now, a lot of you who know me personally know that I am a little obsessed with Disney. Okay, I was gonna say not obsessed, but I'm totally obsessed with Disney. And there's good reason for it. And a lot of people say, well, Ivan, you're like 33-year-old with like Disney, and you live in a Mickey house, and you live in like Disney everything, and your whole life is Disney. Well, it is. Like I said, there's good reason for it, and excuse me, I'm so sorry. There is good reason for it, and Disney is magical. Disney has been a big part of my life since I was very, very little. So I'm gonna take you back a couple years. Let's go 30 years. So ever since I was little, my mom would literally buy me every single Disney movie that ever came out, the day it came out sometimes, and I would watch it on repeat. So my first love of Disney was because of my mom. It reminds me so much of her. We used to watch them together, and like I said, she would always buy me every Disney movie that came out, and I have a really strong connection with my mom and Disney. So it all started very young for me. We would watch the movies together. She would even buy me the book on tape or the soundtrack, and I remember my first one was The Little Mermaid, and I would blast it. I would blast it in the car, and I would get so mad because I would want to listen to it full blast. Okay, imagine me, little chubby kid, blasting Under the Sea, and I would get mad because I wanted the windows down because I wanted everyone to hear that I was listening to Under the Sea.
Under the sea, under the sea, darling, it's better down where it's wetter. Take it from me.
Yeah, and it was a little awkward, but my mom, I mean, she did it for me. My parents are really, really supportive of this whole Disney thing. So one of my earliest memories is Disney and my mom. So I remember watching the classics, Little Mermaid, Bambi, Peter Pan, I mean all those. Mary Poppins was the one that I used to love. I used to pretend I was a chimney sweep and like get on top of the couch, like the couch was against the wall, and I would dance on top of the top of the couch, pretending I was a chimney sweep. Yeah, I was creative. But not only that, the music is, I mean, just amazing. Like I said, the first soundtrack that I got was Little Mermaid, and to this day, it has been one of the most influential pieces of music I've ever heard. The orchestration and just everything involved is just beautiful. Okay, so like I said, I remember, like I said, it's been a part of my childhood. I'm sorry, I'm having like triple thoughts all at once. I didn't go to Disney until maybe I was like 8 years old. I went to Disneyland with my mom, my dad, my brother, and my cousin from Mexico. And we went to California, and I don't remember much about it, but I don't remember being a super fan, excuse me, about being at Disneyland at such a young age. And it was during the time of Hercules. So it was at 1995, 94, something like that.
Yes, indeed!
Could be way off, but around there. Because I remember the Hercules parade and stuff, and I just don't remember it being in my face like everything that it is to me now. So it's just weird, but whatever. That was the only time I've ever been to Disneyland. Disney World, we'll get to that. So my parents would also take me to Disney on Ice. Literally every Disney on Ice that came, I went to. I was privileged enough to go see Disney on Ice. I have pictures of me like in little cute little Mickey outfits. I was really little, like really little, and it was called the Ice Capades back then. And it was like Snow White and Peter Pan and Pinocchio, like the super classic old timey classic Disney movies. Set to ice, and it was really cool, and I love all those vintage pictures. I'm actually gonna ask my mom to see if I can have those because they're super cool. The costumes were different. They aren't what they are right now, but I mean, I would go to every single one. I'm trying to think of more Disney things as a young age. I think my love for Disney started off as a young age, but the appreciation and everything, like as I grew older, like I learned to value it even more. So I'm so sorry. So fast forward, let me see, I'm trying to think if I did that show before or after. I think I did it after. Okay, so fast forward to graduation. So high school graduation comes along. I was a bad kid. Let me tell you, I was a bad kid. Not because I was bad, like I get in fights or anything, but I was a bad academic kid. I was one of those super creative kids that just did not fit in and did not want to do math and science and social studies. I was a creative kid who excelled in art and creativity and theater. So I did get a little bit of trouble academically in high school, whatever. I was about to graduate, and I got cast in Disney's Beauty and the Beast, and let me tell you, that changed my life totally, 100%. I mean, crazy. That was my first professional gig that I've ever booked. It was here at UTEP, and which is the University of Texas. And I remember I did theater before. I did like the classics. I did Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. I did Seussical and things like that. But Beauty and the Beast was my first collegiate level professional show that I've ever done, and I was fortunate enough to do it. Hopefully I find some pictures, I'll put some in right here, and that changed my life. I just knew that I had to continue theater, I had to continue performing, and I fell in love. The music, the story, everything, the cast, Josie, I mean, my Belle will forever be my Belle. It was just an amazing experience. And shortly after that, I found out they were auditioning and casting people here in El Paso to actually work for Disney. So literally I want to say maybe the week of graduation. I want to say the week of graduation. It was a Monday night or Tuesday night because I remember I was off from Beauty and the Beast because we didn't have a show then. So I went to UTEP and I got interviewed by a Disney cast member scouting for people from El Paso to go do a kind of like a program. Now it's known as the Disney College Program. Back then it was called Career Start. It was for kids right out of high school that's transitioning into college. So it wasn't technically the college program, it was just something like a little lower than that. Not lower like ranking, but just something that wasn't the college program. So I went in and I can't remember exactly what went on during the interview because I was super young. I was maybe like 18 or 17, 18. And I got interviewed and I told them that I was super passionate and this is what I want to do. And I wanted it so bad. So they moved us into a little room and they started giving out pamphlets to everybody. And I remember getting mine and they were telling us to open it. We'll give you an acceptance letter if you're accepted. And I don't know what the word they used, but a rejection letter in other words if you weren't. And I remember opening up my letter, and I have it somewhere behind me in one of those files, saying that I was accepted into the program, and if I signed my contract right then and there, was officially a Disney cast member for Walt Disney World in Florida. So I remember signing my life away. I didn't even think about it. And I called my mom crying that I landed this role. I still didn't know what I was doing, and I still didn't know any of that stuff. But I remember going back home just in tears, like in utter disbelief that I was officially a Disney cast member. So that week, like I said, was graduation week, and I missed my graduation. Number one, it really didn't matter to me if I graduated like with everybody else because I really didn't like anybody. Like, I know that sounds really horrible, but I was severely bullied for being fabulous and for being in theater and for being that weird fat art kid, you know? So I really didn't have any attachment to high school whatsoever. I had my select few friends and I had my theater geeks, and that's all I needed. And everything else seemed so trivial to me. So I was like, I don't care if I don't walk with you guys. I don't care if I show up to my graduation, whatever. I had a show. So that Saturday was the day of graduation, and I remember going to the show and just, I wasn't sad. I wasn't sad that I was missing graduation because I was doing what I loved and I loved the show. And I remember at the very end of the show, my teacher, my high school teacher, was in the show with me. He played Gaston. And I remember him calling out my name. He pretty much told the entire audience that I missed my graduation because I was doing a show here and I worked so hard. He started tearing up, and I wish someone has the video in my family. I don't know who, but he started tearing up and he announced my name, and the costumer at the time, her name was Carrie Harrison, made me a cap and gown to look like Beauty and the Beast, the show, like very stylized. And I came out and I accepted my diploma, walked across the stage on a Disney show, and I accepted my diploma from my Gaston. And so that was a cool Disney memory. So there's little like life's like milestones, I guess you can say, that all tie around Disney for me. So like my mom, like that's the love, like I have a lot of good memories with her. Graduation from high school was during a Disney show, in a Disney show. My first professional Disney show. My first job was Disney. Working for Disney World, I mean, come on now. So fast forward a couple more years, I want to say it's 2007. No, 2004. So 2005, January 2005, I find out where I'm working. I find out that I am working at Innoventions at Epcot as an attractions host. So I had no idea what that meant. I had no idea what that was. So I pretty much went blind. So I flew by myself to Florida, and I remember actually getting there. It was half the battle because I missed my connecting flight. So I was super late, and I had to fly standby to the next connecting flight to Orlando. So I was already super scared. I had no idea. I was young. This is the first time I've ever been far away from my family in a totally different city on the other half of the United States, and it was just a lot. But here I am, new kid here at Disney, and I remember checking into my apartment. Disney has some special housing for people participating in this program, and I walk into my apartment, and I believe I was the first one there. I was the first one there, and then my other roommate Ryan came in, and Ryan and I kind of clicked right away. I haven't kept in touch with Ryan, but we clicked, and we went to go eat Chinese food or whatever. I met my other roommates, and I still talk to them to this day. Khalif is one of them that I love. I mean, when I say I love someone, I really love someone. Khalif is one of those people. He made me feel so comfortable, and just, we were in this together, we were doing this brand new journey together. So for that, I love him. More roommates came that I really don't communicate with anymore, but okay, so boom, apartments, roommates. I had 6 roommates. So we go through Traditions. So when you're a Disney cast member, you go to Traditions, which is a class that teaches you the legacy and pretty much the background of Disney as a company and as I want to say role model, I guess, a role model to the world. What the expectations are of me being a cast member. So that was really cool. I started working at Epcot. I did a couple shows. I learned a lot of scripts. And we got to do shows. Since it was Epcot, it was a lot of educational shows back then. So I taught people about plastic. And we made robots, which I have up there, which I'll do another vlog on that. So make plastic robots. I did a game show. I hosted a tour through the House of Tomorrow, showing all the latest new products and technologies, which was really cool. So it's pretty much doing what I love doing, is learning a spiel, if you will. That's what they called it back then. I don't know if they still do, but learning a script and pretty much educating people, doing some shows, doing game shows and stuff. And then I moved up and worked at a game called Mission Space Race. I will post a little video in here. And that's when I met my
Cadets, you're showing great aptitude. We are going for launch in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have liftoff. Race is on. Teams begin racing. Mission controllers, check your ship status screens to find problems that need repair. Then press the corresponding colored buttons. Correct problem by pushing white buttons on your console until all flashing red errors are corrected. You may have to push some buttons more than once. Upload the fixes as quickly as possible and pick another system to repair. Astronauts, pick up those fixes and run them to the problem areas as fast as you can. Don't forget, the assistant flight instructor is there to help.
My Disney family, Jim, I love you very much if you're watching. He was one of my best friends, or he still is. I still talk to him almost on a daily basis, and he's the ugliest person I ever met in my entire life. And then I met Melissa, who didn't work at Innoventions. She was actually entertainment. She was friends with a lot of different wonderful characters. I got to meet a lot of cool characters through her. My friend Jess, we actually met because I did a transfer and I worked Flower and Garden Festival, so I got to meet a bunch of different people from different locations throughout the parks. And I met my best friend Jess, who we still talk to, and she actually moved up into entertainment throughout the year, which is really awesome. My goal was to get into entertainment, but since my contract was so short, they couldn't really fit it in. So, needless to say, I had the most amazing experience working for a Fortune 500 company. Fortune 500? I had an amazing time just working for this company. I learned so many things about myself. I learned so many things about being on my own and about the company and just the most amazing experiences that we'll get into later again when I'll do another vlog when I actually work there and like talk about stuff. So, I mean, like I said, I've learned so much, and I was there through a lot of tough times, like a lot of anxiety, a lot of homesickness, missing Christmases and Thanksgivings with my family. I got to see them one time while I was there. I moved back in 2007, like middle of 2007, and yeah, I never went back ever. Like, I think I kind of grew out of working for them. I much rather enjoy it as a guest now, and that's just how it is now. So, okay, so I worked for Disney, did all that stuff. Amazing, 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 amazing. So when I came back, I was privileged enough to do some show, well, two shows. I did a tribute concert to lyricist Sir Tim Rice, and we got to sing some cool Disney songs for him. And long story short, he's a really good friend with the director that I did Beauty and the Beast for, and I came back and I did a bunch of different shows for him here in El Paso, and I did a lot of shows with that theater company, and I still am involved with them. So shout out to Dinner Theater. So I was fortunate enough to do a world premiere show for Sir Tim Rice, which, if you don't know who he is, Google him, kids, because he has written the lyrics to a ton of Broadway musicals that you know, Evita, excuse me, Evita, Beauty and the Beast, The Lion King, Aladdin. I mean, what else? Oh my God, I'm drawing a blank right now. I'm so sorry, Tim. Jesus Christ Superstar. I mean, tons of them. Okay, just tons. And I got to do a world premiere show for him, where I don't want to say it originated a role, because I didn't, because they had like tried this show before it like world premiered. So I didn't originate this role, but I played the Duke of Austria. The Duke of Austria, that was my character, the Duke. And I actually got a song written for me during this whole thing. I say that it was written for me. It was written for the show, but I got to world premiere this song. So I was the first person to sing this song, so they wrote it for me. So he came down and he was here for a good 2 weeks because he was observing the show and he was okaying things and he was jotting notes and pretty much everything. So I got to hang out with Sir Tim Rice, which is an amazing, amazing, amazing opportunity, which again is Disney related. So that's how it ties into this vlog. But he wrote The Lion King and just amazing. Right? And I'll put in a picture of me and him here. And so I got to see The Lion King. I've seen it maybe like 12 times, and I got to go backstage. I will post pictures here backstage of The Lion King. I just got to meet a lot of wonderful people through him, and so that's a part of my Disney journey. So flash forward recently, a couple of years. Johnny and I like go to Disney on a yearly basis. I'm talking yearly, and we go for 2 weeks every year. Sorry. And all of that, with the exception of my mom, all my experiences with Disney does not compare to going to Disney with someone for the first time. Like taking Johnny to Disney World for the first time and showing him my world, showing him where I lived, what I did, my friends, introducing him to my Disney friends. I mean, seeing Disney through his eyes has been just amazing. Like, I get to see the Disney magic through someone else's eyes, like mind blown, just like in awe of everything, and seeing all of that through him has been just like the cherry on top of the perfect Disney life. We call it our happy place because every time we go, we do something different that we would never, ever, ever be able to do in our lifetime. Like, we did a really cool Africa trip. Not in Africa, but we did a cool tour behind the scenes. We got to feed hippos. Every time we go is something new, and I get to experience something new with my best friend, and I'm not gonna cry. But it's just so awesome. So a lot of people are like, okay, dude, you're 33, get over it, get over the Mickey Mouse, get over the Mickey Mouse ears. But that's, to me, Disney is just my life. It brings me happiness. It just reminds me of all the blessings that I've had in my life, all the opportunities that I've been able to do because of Disney. People I've gotten to meet, shows that I've gotten to do. It's just been nuts, and I owe it all to Disney. We're going to Disney World again in March, and I'm super excited for it. And my dogs are right there. And Johnny. Oh, I guess he's going to the bathroom. Come here. Don't let the dogs in though. It's really quick. Come be in the vlog for 2 seconds. So people know that you're alive. Why are you worrying that you're gonna have to get lower because no one's gonna see you? So why are you wearing that?
I always wear this while I'm doing work.
Well, you can't see you. Why are you wearing that because you're doing work?
Yeah, helps me think better.
Okay. See, Johnny's still alive. He's just busy. This is my show. Well, anyways, back to what I was saying. So, like I said, Disney's been a big part of my life through everything, and I love it. I love the inspiration of color. I love the inspiration of characters. I love the inspiration of storytelling. Of just the new stuff that's coming out is pretty cool. Like all the live action stuff is like kind of redundant, but like the new stuff, the Elsas, all the new stories, Tangled, everything has such a beautiful story to it, and it's such an inspiration to, sorry, I'm so burpy, to a lot of kids out there. And who knows, they're probably inspiring another chubby little art kid to pursue his dreams or her dreams. And for that, I will forever, ever, ever be grateful to Disney. Not only did you give me my best friends in the entire world, you gave me experiences, you gave me opportunities, and you gave me inspiration, as you can see from some of these art pieces. So that's why I love Disney, people. That's why I choose to surround myself with just happy memories, happy things. Mickey, just bring me joy and happiness and an escape, if you will, from this world that we're living in now. So yeah, so next time you come to my house, you see the Mickeys all over the wall, you know that it's just happy. It's just being happy. It's just appreciating everything that it's given me. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe and comment. Tell me what Disney means to you. What's your favorite Disney character? What's your favorite Disney memory? What's your favorite Disney anything? Thumbs up this video, like and subscribe. I'll come back to you guys with more Disney related videos as to what I did, where I worked, who my friends are. I'll post their pictures. Fun memories and things like that from actually working for Disney. And yeah, so this is not going to be a whole Disney vlog series or anything like that. It's just, I got a lot of people, like I said, we just moved into our house and everything is Disney in here. Like, there's Disney touches everywhere. And a lot of people are asking me, why Disney? Why so much? Why Disney? Grow up type of thing. And it's kind of gotten really annoying. So I thought I would just come out here and just be like, this is why. This is why. So, not that I owe you guys an explanation, but this is why. My house is just happy. Thanks for watching again, guys. Love you. Be kind. Be weird. And be beautiful. Cheers.